Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the 713 Houston Sportcast. I'm your host, Ruben Cavillo. I am back with Texans YouTuber, Cody from where?
JW Football Talk, man. We're about 15 subscribers short of 100, so y'all help me out. But also just had an interview with Cincinnati Bengals running back Rodney Anderson, man. Y'all go check it out.
We are with my bro, Ricardo.
You know what I'm saying?
And we are here with one of my boys. I've known him since he was fresh out the womb. Nathan Judge, my boy, Fortnite member. Bro, welcome to the channel. So, boys, I have never been so excited. The NFL schedule has just released. We have did something amazing. None of us have looked on our phone to watch it, so this video could be an actual live reaction. All right, let's start off with week 1. The Houston Texans are headed to Kansas City.
Ooh.
Thursday night football, first game of the season. The Houston Texans at the Kingdom. Boys, the ESPN, all these people are trying to set the Houston Texans up. They want us to get embarrassed on Thursday. DeAndre Hopkins' name is going to be brought up 30 to 50 times. All the moves we made are going to be amplified. How we erase that is we go into Kansas City and we beat them. And everybody's looking at us like, whoa. What do you guys think about week 1? Starting with you, Cody.
Man, I got spoiled for week 1, so I already knew what it was. I'm not a big fan of playing Kansas City week 1, and here's why. Texas fans aren't going to like me for this one. I just see the game finishing one of two ways. Either we get blown out or we squeak out a win, right? If we squeak out the win, I think it's going to give Texans fans a false sense of accomplishment. Week 1 is the flukiest week of them all, so who knows which team is actually – I just don't think it's a good representation of beating a team who might not be at their peak. I would have rather played them in week 9, and if we beat them then, we know what team they are, So I can see both sides of it. I'm not a big fan of week 1 because if we come out, squeak out a win, we get false sense of accomplishment, and then we get dog stomped week 2. So that's just my thoughts on it. How about y'all?
Ricardo. Well, hold on. Before that, please excuse Mr. Cody. If his video is laggy, he just moved into his brand new mansion. So, give him props for that. But, Mr. Ricardo.
First of all, congrats, Cody, for the new crib.
Thank you.
Hope you enjoy it. Second, as you know, since we've been talking about the schedule, there was a few reasons why I wanted Chiefs to as week 1, so I'm good with this game. They're gonna have the Super Bowl hungover. It's gonna be a ring ceremony. Even though they're saying they might play without fans, I think if there's no fans, I think that's kind of an advantage for us. So I like Chiefs week 1, and Cody's saying we're gonna squeak out a win. I don't think so. I think we're just gonna flat out win, and there's gonna be no squeaking or anything. So. I really like this one. This is what I wanted, and this is what I got. Now I just can't wait to hear the rest.
Sorry for about that. I don't know what happened, but Nathan just took a screenshot, so we're gonna go to him. Nathan, stop taking screenshots, bro. Nathan, what do you think about the Houston Texans opening week 1 against Kansas City?
You know how the national media is going to be. They're going to this whole time. They're just going to be talking about 24-0. The first half, we blew in 3 minutes, and I honestly don't know. Bill, every year the Texans, each week they're one of the most inconsistent teams in the league. So it's kind of hard to sign. Plus it's week 1, so that's going to be, even if we do win against the Chiefs, it's still going to be throughout the rest of the season plus with our new weapons, and we don't know how we're gonna do, but I believe in Deshaun Watson, not billobrien, but I don't know.
Now moving on to week 2, you think it's gonna get easy? We are playing against Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens week 2. Ricardo, I saw your head go down. I'm going to start with you first.
I wasn't expecting that one. Playing 2 MVPs back to back, burying one's away and one's at home. Crap. I didn't want to start 1-1. I want to get a good start, 2-2. I had us losing to the Ravens anyways. But that early, I hate starting off the season with a loss at the home game.
Going on to Mr. Cody.
Yeah, that's rough. Like I just said, if we do squeak out a win, I'm sorry, I forget your name, your friend?
Nathan.
Nathan. Like Nathan just said, man, that we're one of the most inconsistent teams in the league. Could win first week, then get blown out by the Ravens, man. Or we could start off 0-2. I don't see us starting off 2-0 with these two teams. I just don't see it. Yeah, that's rough, getting those two guys off the bat.
Nathan, to cap off week 2.
Yeah, dude, we're playing at home, but the thing is, like, what if we don't know? Because what if there are no fans there? So maybe home field advantage might be irrelevant sometime this season because since the corona and stuff. So like, I don't know. I'm assuming that's going to be a loss because I don't know. Like last season, we cannot handle Lamar Jackson, and he's probably going to come back even better this year.
Now, this has me worried because like Ricardo just said, we're being 2 back-to-back MVPs. And one thing that the Houston Texans are known for is starting off slow. The last 4 or 5 years, we've been 0-3. We've been 1-2. We've been 1-2. And it's frightening because if you're O'Brien and you start off 0-2, you have a brand new offense. You have a brand new defense. He's like, do I got to take over or do I just let it ride? We talked about the last video that we need to let it ride out. And, the first 2 games is going to be very hard for a control freak like Bill O'Brien to do that. Moving on to week 3, the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Ooh.
I don't care what you say about Ben Roethlisberger. 2018, he threw for 5,000 yards. Cody. Week 3, Pittsburgh.
Is it in Pittsburgh or is it at home?
It is at Pittsburgh.
Yikes. Okay, so you're probably getting a very healthy Pittsburgh team. Week 3, you're probably playing against Ben Roethlisberger. That defense is probably also there. Man, this could be another 0-3 start to the season. That's rough. In Pittsburgh, after just playing the Ravens and Kansas City, we better hope the O-line has stepped up like we think they are going to. I'm sorry. Yeah, this rough start to the schedule to say the least.
Nathan.
Yeah, Pittsburgh defense, that is their defense is really good. Like I had them in fantasy last season, killed it every week, one of the top defenses. And so and with the injuries, we never know. Big Ben's probably going to be there. And David Johnson, how is he going to hold up? How are we going to be and yeah.
All right, moving on to Ricardo.
I think
all right, we got Pitt week 3. It's gonna be the first 3 games are gonna be a battle, man. It's gonna be some hard hitting football, some lethal hits. Crap! I did not expect us to have it this rough in the first 3 weeks. Pittsburgh's gonna be full squad. Big Ben's gonna be back. There was rumors of people saying that Pittsburgh should already look up to a new quarterback or something. Big Ben's gonna try to prove a point and says, "Nah, I still got something." So he's probably gonna come out flaming hot the first couple weeks. And like Corey said, I don't see us winning this game either. It's probably a 1-2 start for me.
Yeah, I'm not scared of Pittsburgh. I'm not scared of the running game. I'm not scared of Juju Smith-Schuster. The one thing that nobody is really talking about is that teams still have to figure out the way our offense plays. And and this is why I think we do have an advantage the first 3 weeks, right? I'm not saying we're going to win any of them, but the advantage is they never seen our offense, our speed offense. It's going to be very hard to dial it down around week 4, week 5, week 6. Then you see defenses start to adjust. But moving on to week 4, it doesn't get any easier. You're playing against the Minnesota Vikings.
Who do you want to start?
I mean,
who made the schedule?
like I said, I don't know, but Cody, what are your thoughts on week 4?
This one's in Minnesota too, right? This one's
one
away.
Is at home.
Oh, it's at home. Okay, so that's good. You're probably getting this to start the season. Dalvin Cook's probably there. You probably got to worry about Dalvin Cook. Kirk Cousins is whatever. They don't have Stephon Diggs anymore. We'll see what Adam Thielen can be without an actual legit, arguably number 1 receiver on the other side. It's just that defense. You're playing 3 top defenses in the first 4 weeks. So, like you said, like you just said, Ruben, they haven't seen our offenses yet, but we're playing the best of not the best of the best, but the top defenses in the first 4 weeks. So, if we can scrape out 2-2 throughout the first 4 weeks, I'd be okay with that.
Nathan.
Yeah, personally, I don't believe in Kirk Cousins. I never really have, even though he had a good season last season. But like Cody said, we're playing the top defenses, and Deshaun Watson is gonna get banged up because our offensive line. So I think we're gonna win that game. I think our defense is gonna get it done in that game, and I think Deshaun Watson will lose the victory.
Ricardo.
I'm gonna go with I'm not unanimous. I think we're gonna win this game. We're gonna be 2-2. It's a pretty tough team to play, but it's gonna come down to quarterback play like it always does. And I think we just have the better quarterback that can make better plays and make the better throws. So it's gonna come down to that. But one thing I do want to say is to combat a little bit what you said is also gonna be the first time our offensive group playing together. So you don't know how well they're gonna join. So it could be it could be a good thing and a bad thing, because this is gonna be the first time. This is a brand new wide receiver crew. The running back is new. So like you said, they don't know how we play, but we're gonna be barely trying to figure out things ourselves.
Yeah, and then me, I'm not worried about Minnesota. Unlike Nathan, I love Kirk Cousins. Big fan of him since he was in Washington. He probably has one of the best agents in the NFL. I don't know how this man gets a big contract almost every 2 years. But moving on to week 5, we're not really going to talk about it. It should be an easy win. The Jacksonville Jaguars are at home. They don't know what they're going to do at quarterback. They lost Calais Campbell. They lost Jalen Ramsey. Miles Jack just got arrested. This Jacksonville Jaguars team should be an easy win. Moving on to week 6, I think is going to be a huge game at the Tennessee Titans. So Cody, we're going to start off with you.
Okay, so just real quick on Jacksonville, again, like you said, we should win, but we always have that one loss that we shouldn't have lost, like it was the Panthers last year.
It's coming. I'm gonna tell you which one it is. It's coming.
Yeah. So, I don't know if that'll be Jacksonville, but moving on to Tennessee at home, this is a good test for us. Good. I like having those division games back to back, and I like having Tennessee early. I do like having Tennessee away early. So we have the home game later in the season. So good test for us. We'll actually get to see what they look like the first 5 weeks, but they will also get to see what we look like the first 5 weeks. So I think this could be an L. We could be what week are we on? 6? So we could be 3-3 after this week, or we could be 4-2 or 2-4. So it's gonna be fun.
Ricardo.
Yeah, I'm gonna just agree with Cody to make it short. It's gonna be a tough game. Also, I like it that the fact that we go against them early. Tennessee games is always a tough battle. We go back and forth with them. But like I said, like Cody said, if we lose, then hopefully end up with an above.
Moving on to Nathan. To Nathan.
Okay. So I think it's gonna ultimately come down to if we can stop Derrick Henry, to get the win. So if we can stop Derrick Henry, I think we have enough to beat the Tennessee Titans. I'll say that's one.
And then if you go back to last season, they were the hottest team in the NFL. We go in there and smack them in the mouth, pull out a good win. I do not believe in Ryan Tannehill whatsoever. But moving on to week 7. Green Bay is coming to town. Nathan, I'm going to start off with you. He is your man crush. You call him your daddy. Aaron Rodgers is coming into Houston week 7. What do you think about that?
Man, it's the Packers. You don't know how they're going to be because the rift between him and Matt LaFleur, but I think we're gonna beat the Green Bay Packers. I think we're gonna be able to stop Aaron Rodgers, and it's at home, so it's tough, man. But I think we're gonna win.
Cody.
This one, I'm gonna be honest. I think it's an L. This is not a year you want to play Aaron Rodgers, I don't think, after what Green Bay pulled by drafting a quarterback. I think he's out on a mission to prove that he's still got it. We can talk, like Ricardo said a little bit about Ben Roethlisberger earlier. I think it's tenfold with Aaron Rodgers. This one's tough. It is at home, so that's good. But I don't know if this is the year you want to play Aaron Rodgers. This one's an L for me.
Mr. Ricardo?
I'll chalk this one as a W. Being that Cody makes some good points that this is not the year you want to play Aaron Rodgers because he's going to look for revenge. That I still got it because they drafted a quarterback. But the other thing is, I think they're setting him up for failure so they can move on quicker from him. They didn't give him the weapons, so it's good. It's going to be a hard game because it's Aaron Rodgers. If you have Aaron Rodgers as the quarterback, you're never out of it. But I think we're going to squeeze out a win.
Yeah, I think we'll get a win too because the draft was absolutely horrible. They get Jordan Love and everybody's scratching their head why, and then they draft AJ Dillon in the second round. And you're like, oh man, what is going on? Our first 7 games, 5 of them are playoff teams, and then the other 2 was the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Pittsburgh Steelers. They lost a game that would have sent them into the playoffs. And Ben Roethlisberger was injured the whole season. Whoever made this schedule has it out for the Houston Texans. But if they manage to come out, 4-3, 3-4, I think that is very huge for the Houston Texans because you could easily go 2-5 with this schedule. I think if you pull out a win with any one of these teams, these playoff teams, I think you're in good shape. It comes down to the quarterback. And when Deshaun Watson goes against another great quarterback, it's a duel. Yep. We've seen him go toe-to-toe with Brady, toe-to-toe with Mahomes. I mean, not Lamar, we got blown out. But, every other quarterback he has gone against, he's put up numbers. Week 8 is a bye. Couldn't come at a perfect time. Week 9, Jacksonville Jaguars. Not really going to talk about this one. Jacksonville, at this point in the season, should already be tanking and try to get Trevor Lawrence. They're going to knock out this one. Week 10, I think is very interesting because we are going to Cleveland against Baker Mayfield. Nathan, once again, this is another one of your man crush quarterbacks. What do you think about Mr. Baker Mayfield and the Cleveland Browns?
I mean, Baker Mayfield had a terrible season last year, so he had to do that with Jarvis Landry and Odell Beckham Jr. And so, it's at Cleveland. I believe we will take a loss, and especially coming off a bye week.
Nathan is having some technical difficulties. We're gonna go to Mr. Cody. Cody, Week 10 at Cleveland.
This one is interesting. I can see it going either way. I'm gonna give us the win though. Just at Jacksonville, the bye was great at Week 8. Week 10 against the Cleveland Browns in Cleveland. Is that in November or closing on December?
November. 15th.
Could be pretty cold up there. We'll see how we handle that. I do think Baker has a bounce back year this year, so it could be a good matchup, Baker versus Deshaun. So I will give us the win here. That's gonna be an interesting matchup though.
Going on to Mr. Ricardo.
Yeah, same thing with Cody. I think it's gonna be a flip. Whichever side takes it, it's gonna be a battle. They have weapons too. They also have a new head coach, I believe, and a new OC. That so we don't know what's gonna be their offense. But by this time, like you say, it's where you kind of figure people out where they're gonna be at. But we'll see. We'll see. Like I said, it's a 50-50 on this one for me.
Yeah, I'm not worried about Baker Mayfield. I wasn't high on him when he got drafted number 1 overall. I knew he was going to be trash last season. I'm not scared of Baker Mayfield. He blocked me on Twitter last season because I said they weren't going to make the playoffs. Moving on to that game that I talked about, that the Houston Texans will just lose. Week 11, New England Patriots is coming to Houston. The day after my birthday, I think that this is the one game that the Houston Texans might lose because we're the Houston Texans and we always have a game that we lose. A la the Denver Broncos last season, the Carolina Panthers last season. Just stupid wins where you're just like, is this Houston Texans team for real? Week 11, New England Patriots, you would hope that you beat them. Moving on to Week 12, Thanksgiving Day. The Detroit Lions, you're at Detroit. This should be a W. I think in primetime football, Deshaun Watson's going to come out on top. This is a game that should be an easy one. Now, the last three, boys, are very interesting. I'm going to start with you, Cody. Week 13, home against the Indianapolis Colts.
Oh, man. I'm high on Indianapolis this year. I know Texans fans aren't going to like that. We'll see. I don't like playing them at the end of the season because who knows who we're going to have healthy. If Will Fuller going to be there, is J.J. Watt going to be there, is Brandon Cooks going to be there, Randall Cobb, yada, 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 right? So we probably play them week 17 then too. That's the last game. Okay. So at home, I think we split with the Colts. I don't think we sweep them. We could lose both of them. Depends on who's healthy again. I'd rather play them away first, but we got them at home. It's what it is. So we'll just have to see.
Now moving on to Week 14, Ricardo, I'm gonna go to you. We are going to Chicago in December. Week 14.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I was writing it down. Yeah, I don't like that. It's cold weather. Houston never plays good in the cold. Also, the like Cody said, injuries. You never know who's gonna be available and who's not. Even though Bears offensively, they might not be as strong because they might give up on Trubisky. But it's just the cold weather, and if it's snowy, you never know. A fumble here could happen that could turn the game around, or a slip. Anything could happen. But yeah, I just don't like when the Texans play in the cold weather. So regardless of who like what the play is going to be, I think we're going to lose this one because just the weather.
And if you remember the last time we went to Chicago, I think the Texans were 8-1 and the Bears were like 8-1, and it was a low-scoring game. Arian Foster scored on that receiving touchdown. Nathan, if your internet is working, Week 15, we go to Indy.
Yeah, to be honest, like Phillip Rivers, he loves throwing those picks. So if he couldn't If he couldn't excel with the Chargers last season with those weapons, then I don't see him excelling with the Colts. So I'm gonna pick the Texans to win.
Cody's laughing at that. Cody, what is up, brother?
I hate basing Phillip Rivers off 1 year where the whole team was bad, and that offensive line might have been the worst offensive line in football last year, and he's going from the worst to the best offensive line.
Yeah, that's true.
So
yeah,
they did get Jonathan Taylor and that second round was it Michael Pittman. Still got Ty. We'll see. I'm high on the Colts this year.
You're gonna be healthy though.
That's true. I mean,
Can I say
same thing with us.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but I think we just about to witness our first 3-game losing streak here. I'm like Cody said, I'm very high on Colts. That's the only team I'm kind of worried about in our division is the Colts because, people talking down on Phillip Rivers, but I mean this offensive line is good. He got Marlon Mack, he got Jonathan Taylor, Ty, Pittman, like the tight ends. I think Burden they signed from who was in Chicago. They're stacked. And I mean, if you want to be honest, they have a head coach too that knows what they're doing. So I don't know. For me, this is our first 3-game losing streak right here.
That would be tough. We get moving on to week 16, another game that the Houston Texans might just blow. Joe Burrow is coming to town. I am high on Joe Burrow. I love what he did with LSU. I think the dude is going to be an absolute monster. Kenneth doesn't think so, but that's okay. Now,
Kenneth's just mad. He's a Clemson fan, right?
Yeah. Now, week 17, where I think you could probably be playing for the division. Tennessee is coming to Houston. You would hope that it is a rest all my guys type of week, but we will see. And that was weeks 1 through 17, guys. So before I let y'all go, I want a season prediction. I want a record of what you think the Texans will go. We're gonna start off with you, Nathan.
To be honest, I'm gonna go with the famous 9-7 Bill O'Brien classic right there. That's my prediction.
Cody.
Man, I'll have to take a more in-depth look, but I'm kind of right around there as well, around the 9-7 range. Could be 8-8, could be 10-6-ish. I'll have to go more in depth on that, but that's kind of where I'm at right now with the rough first part of the schedule. And can I say real quick, having no Sunday night or Monday night football games for the Texans is ridiculous. Yeah. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, we only have one primetime game.
Ricardo?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with 10-6. I think that's gonna be our record. I just hope that it's enough to get us the division because I don't want that wild card game. Like I said, even though this year there's an extra playoff spot, I don't want to be one of the lower seeds where you have to play the first or second seed at the later round. So 10-6 should do it for me.
For me, I'm putting all my faith in Deshaun Watson. I think Deshaun Watson's about to have an MVP season. I think he's about to enter his prime. And, when you give a quarterback in his prime a bunch of weapons like David Johnson, Brandon Cooks, Randall Cobb, he's going to do something. If this team stays healthy, I'm going to go 11-5 if healthy. If healthy. Yeah. Because here's the thing about the Houston Texans, boys. It's not a matter of talent, right? Yeah. The talent is there. The only question really is if this team stays healthy. We've had injuries at wide receiver, on the offensive line. Deshaun Watson literally punctured his lung last season. Mm-hmm. If this season is going to come down to health, and if this Houston Texans team is healthy, we're going to be scared regardless of the ball and chain Bill O'Brien. But this was a very fun video. I loved it. This was awesome. Nathan, you killed it, bro. We're going to do this again. As always, guys.
Appreciate you